Hello, my beauties. Welcome to this live session. I'm just going to move my light a little bit. Happy Midsummer. Happy summer solstice. Or if you're on the other side of the planet, happy winter solstice. Please let me know if you can hear me okay. We're going to do a very powerful, extremely powerful scripting session together live today. So I welcome you all. I'm just going to go live on Instagram as well. And I'm going to open up the chat so I can see you all. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Sweet Tea. Hi, Chetan. Hi, Hakim. Thank you so much for joining. Feel free to share this live stream with anyone who might find it valuable. Together, we're going to script. We're going to reflect on how the first half of 2021 has been for us and how to manifest beyond your imagination the things that you want for 2021, second half. First of all, can I just check, can you all hear me okay? Can you hear me above the music? Is that okay? So those of you who are tuned in or watching the replay, please do grab yourself a notebook. Thank you for the confirmation that you can hear. Grab your journal, grab your notebook, grab a pen, grab yourself a drink, a glass of water. Hi, Sandeep. You may also like to light a candle safely, some incense, some Palo Santo, some sage, whatever can help you to create an atmosphere for yourself now. Hello, everyone tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Feel free to share this stream with others who may find it powerful, and we'll get started in just a moment. Okay, I'm just going live on Instagram now. Hello, Instagram. Welcome. You're with us. We're here on YouTube, and you're joining us there as well. Welcome. Happy summer solstice to all. Let me know what time of day or night is it in your part of the world. Right now, here in England, it is about to be sunset. It is 9:15 in the evening, and we are going to have our sun setting the latest that it ever sets. I think that's accurate. But the point is that today is a very special day for all of us, wherever you are on the planet. Today signifies a middle of the year. Carla, thank you so much for your donation. I really appreciate you. If I'm constantly thinking about it, does it mean it won't happen? Only the way that you think about it, Carla. So, to answer Carla's question quickly, thinking is not a bad thing. Thinking can be the most powerful way to manifest things. What we hold in our mind can then become our reality. But every subject is actually two subjects. This is an amazing question. Whatever it is that you're thinking about is actually two subjects. And what I mean by that is that you could be thinking about how much you don't have it, and how much you wish you had it but you don't have it, and how much you doubt that you'll ever get it. Or the same subject, you could be thinking about how it's coming and how excited it makes you feel and how much you're looking forward to it and how certain you can feel. So even though sometimes we say I'm thinking about it, you are the only person who can answer the question of actually, how are you thinking about it? If it's two subjects, are you thinking about the lack of and the doubt of and the wishing but not having? Or are you focused on the inevitability and exciting sides to it? That is how you will know whether your thought about it is pushing you away or guiding you to it. It's as simple as that. So, thank you, Carla. Carla just did, I think it's called a super sticker or something, where you can make a donation and it lifts your question up to the top of the feed. So thank you, Carla, so much for that. So everybody, welcome. We're going to get started now. Feel free to share if you haven't done so already with any friends or family who may enjoy. So what we're going to do on this beautiful, powerful day of the year is we are going to reflect on how much we've grown since the 1st of January 2021. We're going to take a moment to give ourselves some love, give ourselves a pat on the back, and recognize who we are now compared to who we were when this year started. And I know a lot of you who follow me, how many of you can relate to being the kind of person who's always striving for growth, always striving to be better, always striving for that next level or for that next thing or for that next accomplishment. And as great as it is to be the kind of person who is wired for growth, and as many of you have heard, if you're not growing, you're dying. So it's a good place to be in, to be striving for growth. But what we must be careful of is that we don't fall into a trap of being constantly dissatisfied, constantly focused on what still isn't good enough. That can be, when I say every subject is two subjects, when we look at the growth subject, the negative side of the subject might be that we are constantly dissatisfied with who we are, how our life is, how we're not good enough, it's not perfect. So we don't want to be growing from that place. We want to grow from a place where we can appreciate who we are right now. We can appreciate how far we've come already. Every single one of you on this live, I know for a fact, has been growing through some serious stuff. You've had some tests in your life. You've had some challenges, am I right? Every single person on this call, I don't even have to know your name to know that you've been growing through a lot. And to be here now, for you to be here, able to tune in and hear my voice and see this, you've had to overcome so many obstacles and heal through so much stuff and figure out and learn and master so many things just for you to be here right now with me, with all of us. So that's why I want to start by giving ourselves some major credit. I invite you to reflect on how much you've grown, yes, in the last 6 months, because we're at this beautiful midpoint summer solstice or winter solstice, depending on where you are. And it's a great opportunity, it's a great excuse for us to reflect and also set some goals, set some intentions, manifest what we want to attract into our life for the final 6 months of 2021. Does that sound fun, by the way? Are you up for setting some powerful intentions for the next 6 months so that they don't just slip away and so that you can really intentionally live the next half of the year? You guys up for that, by the way? I can see a few more of you joining now, so let me know if you're up for that. Great. So those of you who've got your notebooks and pens, feel free to start scribbling. Feel free to start listing all the things that you have overcome. Or maybe you feel like it would be great to do a column of who you were at the beginning of this year, who you were before your growth period, and who you are now. For some of you, this might feel easy, or if you're finding this a challenge, don't worry. It's not that you haven't grown. It's just that maybe you're being a little bit too harsh on yourself. And if you're used to looking at yourself from a critical lens, it might feel difficult at first to list and acknowledge all of your accomplishments. It doesn't have to be that you've made it to becoming a millionaire or this, that, or the other. There are many things that we might overlook that actually are huge accomplishments. And if you do wish to share any of your reflections and accomplishments in the chat, I'll read them out for us all to enjoy. Or feel free just to scribble them down now with me. Thank you everyone who's joining us and participating. We have 61 people tuned in on YouTube, 23 people tuned in on Instagram from all over the world on this special day. By the way, there's a high chance that your ancestors celebrated this day and that it was a very significant day in their calendar. Some countries, the summer solstice is still a big deal. Other countries here, like the UK, it's just another day. But there's it's a very special day. This is the day here in the Northern Hemisphere where we have more daylight than any other day of the year. And so we used to celebrate that a lot before we had artificial lighting. But it also represents so much. What could it represent to you? For me, summer solstice just has this feeling of being the time of year where there's more time, more opportunity than any other time. You know? So how can you use that concept to think about your life? I have more time and more opportunities than ever before. What if that was a thought that you said to yourself? What kind of ideas could that draw to you? So how are you getting on? Have you all been writing your reflections of how far you've come and what you've accomplished in the last 6 months? Now we're going to move on to focusing on the next 6 months of our life. I'm glad you're enjoying the music as well. I love it. Yes, Sandeep. Nice. It will come to you. Beautiful. So to catch everyone up, for those of you who might not know, one of my favorite manifestation techniques is something called scripting. I'm just lighting some Palo Santo here. And I accidentally came across scripting, as many of you know. I decided to write a gratitude letter to myself one day, thanking the universe, thanking Abraham Hicks, who taught me this technique, for all the things that I wanted to achieve, that I wanted to experience. I wrote the letter before I had manifested any of them, in the present tense, as if I had already manifested, you see? So even though those things weren't my reality, I was writing the letter of gratitude as if they'd already come true. And then I read this letter to myself every single day with thought, with feeling, with emotion. And it helped me every single day to get into that place mentally. And within a 6-month period, interesting that we're talking about 6-month periods, within a 6-month period, everything that I wrote down on the letter came true and became part of my reality. Now, maybe if it was just one thing on the letter or 2 things on the letter, I might have thought to myself, maybe that's just a coincidence. But for every single thing to come true, not only am I grateful that it happened for me, but it enabled me to create a YouTube video about it, which went viral, as many of you know, right? That's how you know me. And I'm grateful for that because it's meant that so many other people have been able to learn about this technique and apply it and get their own success. So whether this is the first time you've ever written a scripting letter before, or whether you've never written one before, I invite you to write one with me tonight, today, wherever you are, so long as you're not driving. So grab your notebook, grab your pen, and think about, what do you believe could happen for you in the next 6 months? Nothing is off limits, although make it good, positive things, please. I only encourage people to manifest or strive for positive things. Generally, I don't put a deadline on the things I want to manifest. So think about that 6-month period just as a kind of loose vision into the future. How many of you know what I mean when I say that sometimes when you think about what your life's going to be like in 5 years from now, or even a year from now, it can feel too far away to really picture or to really get excited about, or for you to really connect who you are today to that 5-year goal or 5-year vision, right? Do you know what I mean? That sometimes 5 years just feels too far away for it to feel relevant or close. So 6 months for me, let me know if it's the same for you. I feel like 6 months feels close enough for me to know that it's connected to my now. 6 months is close enough for me to get excited about. You can look back 6 months. How long ago did January 2021 feel? Not that long ago, right? So that's how close the end of this year will also feel. That's how far away it is, or that's how close it is. So scribble down some things that you'd love to have accomplished, or you'd love to have attracted into your life, or you'd love to have manifested into your life. Have fun with it. That's actually the key, to have fun with it. Get creative. Think maybe about the different categories in your life. Maybe you might want to write down a financial goal, a business or career goal. Maybe it's to do with love and relationships. Maybe something about health. Maybe about your environment, about your spiritual growth. Anything you like. So I'm going to write mine down too. Right now I'm just scribbling it down. We can always turn it into a full-on letter later. Those of you who are already experts at scripting, you know what to do. But I'll go through it quickly in a moment. So a couple more minutes just to write down anything that you'd love to have or be in the next 6 months. To give you some ideas, by the way, the scripting letter where everything I wrote down came true. The first thing that I wrote that I wanted to manifest was to have more money in my accounts than ever before. Personally, I didn't give a specific number at that point in my journey because my money mindset was so filled with so much doubt that any number I put down just made me doubt myself. Now I feel more confident. I've worked on my money mindset a lot. I've seen that I am capable of building my net worth and my income is growing every month now. So I feel a lot more confident now to put down a figure that I would like to have to my name, a net worth figure by the end of the year. But if you're in the place that I was in before, where any amount of money just kind of filled my brain with thinking, but what if I can't? But what if I'll never change? Then just keep it general and say, I have more money in my account than ever before. I'm so grateful for having more money coming in every month. Whatever feels right, yeah? Okay, we've got a good question here while we're writing. Every manifestation comes with a vibration, right? So how can someone manifest multiple things with different vibrations at the same pace or course of time? Oh, I love that. So when we talk about being on the same vibrational frequency as the things that you want or the thing that you want, let's say you want to manifest a Ferrari, let's just say, okay, to keep it simple. Now, to be on the same vibration as manifesting a Ferrari, I don't mean that you literally like become a Ferrari and you say vroom vroom, like you don't become a Ferrari. You become the version of you who's got the means to acquire the Ferrari. So you're actually, to be more specific, you're not becoming a vibrational match to the Ferrari, you're becoming the version of you. Yeah, you're becoming the version of you who is a vibrational match to being able to have a Ferrari. As an example, yeah? So then when you're talking about how do you manifest multiple things at once, that the person you become, who could be, of course, able to manifest multiple things, because the version of you right now has multiple things in your life right now, right? Everything in your life is a manifestation. So the vibration that you're at is why your relationships are the way they are, your money situation is the way that it is, your health is the way that it is. So you're already on a vibration where a lot of things match your vibration. Or we have multiple stories that we tell ourselves. We might have a story that we tell ourselves about money. We might have a different story that we tell ourselves about relationships. Another story we tell ourselves about how easy or hard it is to be healthy, and so on. And so you see how this is hopefully answering your question. Yes, that is how you can manifest multiple things all at once, because all of these stories, yes, they might be separate stories, but it's all you. And there's the current version of you, and then there's the next version of you. So the version of you in 6 months, this is really great. I'm so glad you asked this question. I can't see your name anymore, but I'm so glad you asked this question, because when we're looking at what we want to manifest, what it boils down to is, who are we going to be in 6 months? It's not like, Jeannie, I want this, but I'm going to stay exactly the same. No, there's going to need to be a new version of you that's existing in this reality for you. In order for me to have more money in my account now than I did 6 months ago, a different version of me needed to show up, serving at a different level, giving more value than I was previously giving, working on my skills so that I can be more valuable, and as a result, more money has come. That's just one example, right? With love and relationships, I always promote that it's not just about, a love potion and trying to get someone to love you. It's about working on your relationship with you, because your relationship with you is the number one relationship that then all other relationships overflow from. Days when I get annoyed with Jamie are days when I'm actually annoyed at myself. Days when I feel relaxed and in love with Jamie are days when I'm feeling relaxed and in love with myself, right? I see people who are constantly paranoid or insecure or jealous that their partner's gonna do this or that and the other. It's because they're insecure in themselves. So in order to manifest this next level of whatever, who are you going to become? And the first step, the reason why these letters can work so powerfully, is because if we're talking about what stories are we telling ourselves, if you write a letter where you say, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have more money in my account than ever before, and then how do you feel about yourself? I feel so powerful. It feels so good to be excited about whatever I'm going to buy next. Or I'm so happy and grateful now that my body is healthier, fitter, and stronger than ever. I feel so confident in myself, and I love taking care of my body. So when we write the letter, and this is the next step we're moving on to now, your questions are beautiful. They segue me into the next part of the exercise. Let me just hydrate. I love you all so much, by the way. I can't even put into words how grateful I am that almost 100 people are tuned in on different platforms. Thank you so much. Happy Midsummer to you all. So now we're going to write the scripting letter. So with each of the things you've written down that you want to manifest, let's put it into the letter now. So first of all, put a header to the letter. So, for example, I like to start with the word thank you. Thank you so much. And then who are you writing your letter to? Are you writing it to the universe, to your creator, to your God, to your guardian angels, to your spirit guides, to Abraham Hicks, to whoever you feel like one day it would be great to thank this person, or you feel like this is the person who hears your prayers, who maybe it's your higher self. It makes it easier to write a letter to somebody else. It kind of, sometimes we believe that external things are more powerful than us. Ultimately, I believe that everything is within us. We are one, we are connected to everything, okay? So it's not saying that, that there isn't a God or a creator, but we are all connected to it, right? But to make your letter not just a Dear Diary entry, but to proclaim it to somebody else, I feel like it has an extra level of power. Do you know what I mean? So address your letter. Thank you so much. And then write whoever you're writing it to. Now you're going to write each of the things that you want to manifest, that you want to attract, that you want to become a match to because of who you become, one by one. So say something like, I now have or I'm so grateful now that I have, whatever you feel is the right fit for you, or the right fit for your goal. I have now saved over £100,000 in my accounts. Whatever your thing is, right? And then, next sentence, how do you feel now that you've done that? So transport yourself to once it's happened. And I mean it. Take a moment to think, how will you feel when that has happened? How will you feel different to how you feel now about that subject? This is the key. How will that make you feel about yourself? How will that make you feel about life? How will that make you behave differently or live differently now that that thing is your reality, right? So write a sentence now that describes that. Great job. Now let's move on to the next. We're all probably writing at different speeds. And one thing I learned at school is that there's no such thing as too fast or too slow. When I was at school, I was a slow reader. What that meant is that I read things more thoroughly than the students next to me. And they were finishing books and I was still on the first one. And I created a limiting belief that I was a slow reader. But now that I'm an adult, I'm not in competition with anybody on how fast or how slow to read. So I read my way, and I love the way that I read. I love the speed that I read. So in this practice as well, whether you're doing it fast or slow, doesn't matter. It's you, it's your life. You're not comparing it to anyone else, okay? So go at your own speed. There's now 130 of us all together creating our letters on the summer solstice. How powerful is that? If you're just joining now, welcome. You can still do it with us. We're writing our manifestation letters together for the next 6 months of 2021. So next. So for those of you who know what you're doing, just keep going, but I'm just going to keep talking for those who are just joining now. So with each thing that you want to attract into your life, with each thing that you want to manifest, write each one down on your gratitude letter in the present past tense, like it's already done, it's already part of your life. It's just happened, you've just achieved it, it's now yours. So write a sentence that describes that, and then follow it up with a sentence of how you really feel now that that's your reality. How will that moment feel? Prepare our mind for it mentally, which allows us to step there. When we've never gone there in our mind, our brain will do everything to keep us here in our comfort zone, in our familiarity. But when we've practiced, when we repeatedly go somewhere mentally first, it's no longer this place of unknown. It becomes a place of certainty. It becomes a place of clarity. When we've already imagined how we're going to feel and realize that there's no danger there, it's safe to be there, then our mind will play more on our side and allow us to move in that direction rather than self-sabotage. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so that's the power of writing these letters. I love you all so much. I'm so grateful that we're here together. Thank you for trusting me. I'm just a normal girl sat in her bedroom, so we're all equals here. Remember, the more emotion letter, the better, because as you read it each time, it will make it easier for you to feel that emotion each time, and feeling is the secret. With this most recent one, I wrote down what's happened, and then I just said, I did it, I could cry, I'm so happy. That's just what came to mind. And every time I read this new letter, I know it's going to take me there again. Great job. Okay, so feel free to keep writing if there's a few more things. Wow, we've now reached 100 people on YouTube. You are the 100th person. Whoever tuned in just now, congratulations. You were 100. We've got 102 now. And we have 18 on Instagram. 19, welcome. Yes, my beauties, I'm going to save this on both platforms so that you can revisit this later to suit your time zone. You can go through it. So keep writing if you're in the flow, but just so that you know how you're going to sign off your letter. So once you've finished writing the things, I've currently written down 3 things. I'm actually not sure if I'm going to write anything else. Nothing else particularly jumps to mind, although sometimes it's fun to just throw in an extra one that you're not too bothered about either way. That one will be the first to manifest because there's less resistance. So if you feel like you've already done your big, quote unquote, big ones, remember there's nothing too big for the universe. Your biggest, wildest dreams are like a dot on the page, okay, for the universe. There's nothing too big. We only make it big. So yes, once you've written the ones that you really, really want, then you can write an extra bonus one if you like, something where you're like, yeah, that'll be cool, that'll be nice, that'll be fun, just to add a bit more fun to your letter. I thought of another one. And sometimes it's nice to continue manifesting something that's actually working really well for you now. Some of you may be able to think of something that you're really happy and grateful for in your life right now. And that's a result of, all of the choices, all of the decisions, how you've been feeling up until now. It's led you there. So maybe you can also write how grateful you are that you are constantly attracting this or manifesting this or receiving this, so that you can continue to manifest that and more, that and better for the rest of the year. So, final question that's coming through. Do we script and read it every day? So what I did, the letter where everything came true, is I wrote it once, and then I took the piece of paper and I put it by my bed, and then I read it to myself. I would pick it up, read it with feeling. And that's why we've written the letter with all of these cues, all of these positive triggers, right? To reignite that feeling every time. So you pick up the letter and you read it every morning, and you go to bed and you read it every night before sleep. So AM and PM, morning and night. And you can do this for about 30 days. It's not like a rule where if you don't, it's not going to work or whatever. For some of you, just writing the letter is enough. It's done. You've gone there. You've created it. Wonderful. For others of you, you might feel like you really want to keep reading it and keep reading it, as long as reading it's making you feel good, reading it's making you feel excited, reading it's helping you stay inspired, reading it is reminding you of all the good things that are on their way. As long as that's the way you're feeling as you're reading it, then it is a very extremely useful and extremely powerful tool for you to be revisiting every single day. So my formula that worked is I read it to myself every day and every night for approximately 30 days. I honestly didn't count because I didn't know it was a technique that you needed to do for 30 days. I think I just kind of forgot about it after 30 days and moved on with my life. And at the time, I didn't know that it was going to work, right? So I tried loads of different things. So I thought it was just going to be another one of those things that I tried, right? But then 3 months later, I experienced the first thing manifest. I actually grew a cup size in my bra. That was one of the things I wrote on the letter. And that was the first sign where I was like, oh my God, didn't I write that down all those months ago? And then I watched one thing after another thing after another. All of those next things started to manifest as well. So, and that was over a 6-month period, right? So some things could come very quickly. Some things will take a little longer. Like I said, the things that you're most like, yeah, that would be fun. For me, it was the cup size, the growing a cup size. I was like, just throw that in. That would be nice. Not bothered, not desperate, not, wishing, just like, yeah, imagine. And I think that's why it happened first. And then the other things all came as well. So once you've done it for 30 days, just put it away somewhere safe, in your bedside drawer or something, and get on with your life. Take action. Do things that inspire you. Say yes to opportunities. Follow the signs, follow the whispers, follow your intuition. Follow the ideas that come. And also, if you're committed, if you've already got a plan, keep flowing with that plan. Sometimes we're in a stage of our life, and only you can know this. I've been in stages of my life where I haven't had a plan, and it's not necessarily been a bad thing, but I've been in a phase in my life where I try this and I try that and I try this and I try that and I try this and I try that. Now, trying doesn't achieve or manifest anything, but what trying does do is helps you to taste from the buffet a whole variety of things that you might like to do with your life. If that's a place that you're in right now, it can be useful to try a whole lot of things, and then from there you can be like, no, that doesn't really feel good, that's not really me, don't really have an interest in that, that's not where my passion is. And then you'll find other things where it's not always easy, but you're like, but I want to keep going with this, I feel committed, I feel excited about where this could take me. So sometimes it might be a phase of life like that, or for some of you, you're already crystal clear on where you are going. You might not have the how figured out completely, but you're clear on where you're going. So keep focusing on where you're going. Keep reading your scripting letter and make sure your scripting letter is about where you're going and what you're looking to achieve. And then there may be some things that come that are totally distractions. I just tuned into an incredible team call. I'm so proud of my team. And one of the leaders shared on the team Decide what kind of life you really want, and then say no to everything that isn't it. So on the one hand, yes, stay open to opportunities. If what you're looking for is an opportunity, or if you don't quite know how you're going to get somewhere, and maybe if you say yes to this thing, it could take you there. So yes, stay open-minded, but there are also going to be things where you know in your heart it's not in alignment with what you want. Maybe it's hanging out with people who always make you feel drained, and you say yes to hanging out with them. Danielle's tuned in now. I'm quoting you, Danielle. Dan Fit Mom, definitely go and follow her on Instagram. She's in my team. I love her so much. She inspires me every single day, and what she's doing at the moment, and how she's doing it in spite of or because of the fact that she has 3 beautiful children and another one on the way, and she's able to do so much for so many people from this place of self-discipline and no excuses. She is the queen of no excuses. Definitely go follow her. I love you. So you will know there are things, there are people who always make you feel drained, and you feel obliged to hang out with them because you worry about what they think. Or there are people who want to distract you and take you off course when you could dedicate time to building your business, or building your social media, or writing that book, or making that film, or creating that art, or practicing that instrument, or learning that language, or working out your body. So there will be a lot of things that will try to take you off course. But again, that can be the benefit of having one of these scripting letters, is that if every single day you're bringing your mind back to where you're going, then it's harder to forget. It's easier to remember. And so if you've looked at these things of where you're going and what you're grateful for, and then after you read that letter, you open your phone and your friend asks you if you want to do something that is totally a distraction from, or guiding you away from who you're becoming, it's okay to say no if it's not in alignment with who you're becoming. And you can explain to your real friends, to the ones who actually support you and want the best for you. With those kind of people, you can explain to them with so much love and appreciation that you might need to, that you're changing, that you're growing, that there's going to be maybe a few things that you no longer do anymore because you're becoming a new version of you, and you ask them to support you on that journey. Same with family. The people around you are very familiar with who you were. You've already changed. The people around you are very familiar with who you were. When you start becoming and repeatedly being this new version of you, you want these things. Remember what I said earlier. It's not about you wishing and rubbing a genie lamp. It's about you becoming the person, the version of you who attracts this stuff, because you've grown, because you've become that person, because you believe in yourself more than you did before, or you've sharpened your skills so that you are worth more in terms of monetary value, or so that you have accomplished or achieved a health goal because of the lifestyle changes that you've put into place. So it's about you becoming this next level version of yourself. So your real friends, your real support system, involve them. Ask them to support you. And it's beautiful because you'll see the ones who really do support you. Jamie is enrolled in me making this impact because it's 10 p.m. and I still haven't made dinner yet. And I think he's still okay with that. I made him some snacks earlier. I offered to cook dinner tonight. I said, is it okay if I cook dinner a bit later? I've got an evening of calls and then a live. And he said, sure, I'll be okay by then. I can snack on a few things. So enroll your people into the vision. Appreciate them. make time for them. When I do have dinner with Jamie, I will be having dinner with Jamie. Okay? And you may outgrow some people, but the ones who are meant to come with you will come with you. Get ready for it. So happy summer solstice. Take a deep breath in and out. You've created something magical tonight or today. Unlike millions, if not billions of people, you have actually set an intention for how you want the next half of 2021 to play out. You should be proud of yourself. Now, don't let it just be one live video. Keep rereading your letter. Sign it off with lots of gratitude. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then sign your name. And if you want, you'll probably remember when you wrote this letter because it was the summer solstice, okay? Sometimes I write the date in the back just for my own reference of how long it took. But I think you wrote this one on the summer solstice. You can always leave a note on the back. And that's it. 21/6/21. Ooh! That's how we write the numbers in England. I know it's different in America. I love you. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for being with me. I appreciate you so deeply.